Hi guys, welcome back. And today in this video, we'll be talking about TestSprite's all new MCP servers features to test the backend systems, especially the APIs of our application. We have been talking about TestSprite to test the front end of our applications, like how you do the UI testing of your application. But what if you have got the APIs of your application, like databases, and you wanted to test the API side of things, like how this is really working? And you can see that you can do all of these operations without writing even a single line of code using TestSprite. Well, you can see that this is a TestSprite MCP server, which I have already configured within my Google's anti-gravity, and I have also talked about it in our earlier videos. If you really not watched it, I highly recommend to go and watch this particular video because this is what is going to talk about that. And this particular TestSprite MCP server over here, as you can see, it is doing the test of my APIs over here. The important thing to understand over here is, in order to do the testing of your APIs, things are going to remain exactly the same way like how you did the test for the UI of your application. So all you have to do right now is you're going to have an application with an APIs, which I already have it over here, as you can see. And the moment I'm going to run this particular application over here, it is going to spawn the front end of our application as well as the back end of my application. So if I'm going to go to the local host of 8000, so this is the front end of my application. And if I'm going to go to the local host of 8001, you can see that this is my API of my application. So this is the front end and this is the back end. So this front end is really consuming all the APIs and it is just rendering it in the UI over here. That's what this particular API is doing. And you can see that I can get all the products by running this particular Swagger documentation that is going to show me all these details. And you can do the same exact thing for the rest of the endpoints as well over here. So I wanted to do the testing of this particular APIs. Well, I only have like few of the API controllers or endpoints over here, but in real time, your application may have like 200 or 300 APIs, and you might need to test all of these endpoints with many different combinations, which is going to be a time-consuming process for sure. But if you have a good product requirement documentation along with this kind of Swagger documentation for that matter, then you can do all these tests of APIs without writing even a single line of code with the power of TestSprite's MCP server. As I told you, we have already discussed about the TestSprite MCP server. I have also configured that in the Google's anti-gravity IDE. So if I'm going to do the manage MCP, you can see that I have got the TestSprite MCP server, which is configured. And these are the tools which are there for the TestSprite MCP server. That's what I'm using. And I'm also using the free version of the Google's anti-gravity over here. So all the models that you are seeing over here are something that you can use it for free as well. But if you are using the paid version, then of course that's a different story altogether. So now I'm going to do the testing of the product API alone, not the front end. And I'm going to ask the TestSprite to do everything for me using the MCP server, which has been configured. So I'm going to say, can you do the API testing of my application using TestSprite, something like this? And I'm just going to say TestSprite over here. And I'm going to say, this is the application. And I can just give the entire workspace over here, or I can also specify the files that I wanted to do the testing as well. So I can even drag and drop this if you really wanted to, or you can specify a specific folder where the project is over there. But because this is my root directory of my project, I'm just going to specify all the files over there and I'm just going to hit run. That's it. This is the only thing that I have to give. And the moment I'm going to do this, you can see that now the Google's Gemini model is going to first analyze the application, because that is not where the TestSprite has been invoked yet. So TestSprite is still not there yet. So this is all done by the Google's Gemini model. So let this to be analyzed over here. And once the entire analysis is done, we should see, look at that. This is the TestSprite MCP server, and we have got the wizard just popping up for us over here. And now we can do the configuration over here. So this is the, and it has also identified that this is a backend that we are doing the testing. So backend is also selected automatically, and also identified that this is the port of my application running 8001. This is all done automatically. I have not done anything over there. And if we have any authentication, then we can specify the authentication over here. Currently there is no authentication, but if you are using any basic authentication, bearer tokens or API keys, you can also specify that. But for now, there is no authentication in my app, so I'm just going to go with no auth. And then we need to specify the product specification document. I also have got a product specification document already, which is this one. So I'm going to go on and select that. But this product specification document is also very, very straightforward. All I have given over here is this is all generated by the AI itself. I have not really done anything beyond that. So I've given all the documentation over here, which is exactly what I'm passing in as a product specification document or product requirement document over here. I'm going to hit continue and I'm going to close. That's it. This is the only thing on the setup side that I have to do. And the moment I'm going to do this, now you can see that the TestSprite bootstrap has already been invoked. Now it is going to start invoking the TestSprite's test generator over there. And you can see it's the details like what's really happening over there. And we should see a TestSprite test folder being created, pretty much like how it does all the time. And we also have got the product requirement documentation file sitting over here, which means this is the document that it's needed is already been uploaded in this particular folder. And now it is gonna just analyze everything because that tool is gonna do everything for me. And it should eventually start running the test for me by doing a tunneling and running all the tests on the TestSprite's platform. So I'm just gonna wait for this entire operation to complete. And you can see that now it is asking me, do I want to allow the generate code and execute command to be executed? And the moment I'm going to hit run over there, you see that the tunneling has happened over here. And now it is going to start running this entire test, which is going to be running within our local machine anyways. But it is also going to run the test for me on the cloud over there. So let's see what's going to happen. So if I'm going to go to my TestSprite over here, and let me try to refresh this just in case. And you should see there is another product API coming up for us over here. Look at that. We have got over there, and these tests are currently running. See how many tests we have got, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 tests are there, and it is going to test all the endpoints for us over here. See, it has also written a Python code for me over here to do the test that I'm looking for, and the test is executing. See, it's all running on the local host of 8001 URL as well. So it's all just happening within my local machine, and it is currently doing the entire backend test for me over here. So this is how you can see that the tests are going to run, and it's also going to check if there is any 404 errors, something like that. It's also going to tell me that it's failing because there is no 404 error, something like that. So we are going to get that over here. And now guess what? You also have an ability to do a chat and fix this particular issue as well. So that is something that you can do over here. But you can see that the tests are already executing. All the tests are passing as we have seen even before in my earlier run over here. So yeah, that's how things are going to work with the TestSprite, and this is how you can actually do the entire test of your backend of your application using TestSprite. And this is another way of how you can use the TestSprite's powerful MCP server and use it along with the anti-gravity to perform all these operations. So yeah, now no code has been written. Everything is done by the TestSprite MCP server and also with the power of the Gemini 3.1 Pro model. And you have got everything over here. And once the test execution is complete, you're gonna get a report as well as a code summary YAML file. So that's it, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on how you use TestSprite in your organization and how you get the job done. And once again, if you really want to purchase the TestSprite, just click the link below, the affiliated link, which will help you get the TestSprite in discounted price. Thank you so much. Catch you in the next one.